Okay. So, after kicking it multiple times, we got Twitch to cooperate. We have transcoding. We're going to jump straight to the map fan. We've got Potato Killers going up against Smoke Adders 337. So this will be determining what maps we drop on for drops 4 and 5 this evening. We've got Alpine Peaks, River City, Rubilite Oasis, Terra Firma, and Viridian Bog as the potential maps. Let's see what they decide on. Potato Killers are quick to ban Viridian Bog. Now goes back to Smoke Adders. Actually, Smoke Adders may not quite be aware that process started. I'm driving the lobby tonight, so things are going to get entertaining. Which, as you know, I say this every time. This is herding cats, and the additional fun for this evening is the normal team captain for one of the teams is not my point of contact for the evening, so I had to chase that as well. But we'll make it happen. So, while we wait for that, jump back in here. While they're banning maps, first map of the evening is going to be Forest Colony Classic, which we've not seen for quite a while. And again, as noted, this is Potato Killers versus Smoke Adders. Let's jump back to map in and see. Oh. Okay, and you can't see this, of course. I've got the lobby going here, chatting with them. Smoke Adders are with me now, so we should see what they're going to pick here shortly. They opt to ban Alpine Peaks. Ban goes back to the Potato Killers. Options are River City, Rubilite, Terra Firma. Rubilite Oasis is gone. Just waiting for Smoke Adders to decide if they want to go hot and spicy or peaceful at River City. They ban River City. Terra Firma it is. So again, we will be seeing Terra Firma for drops 4 and 5. But first, we're going to Forest Colony Classic. For this drop, Potato Killers will be on the Team 1 side, Epsilon side. Smoke Adders will be on Team 2, Gamma. We're going to wait for the teams to figure out where they want to place their mechs, get their tonnages set, and we will get this underway. In the meantime, I believe we're going to have a second match going on the primary MWO Leagues channel, and then in a bit, MWO Leagues 3 is going to have a match rolling. So, if you're up for it, you can have 3 different streams going at the same time of MWO Comp. And there's a possibility that Yondu will be streaming his perspective of the match as well. Don't quote me on that just yet. So, all the MWO Comp action you can eat. Okay, and I see chat has shown up. Excellent. So, just waiting for the teams to lock in yet. Actually, Potato Killers have called locked. So it's now on Smoke Adders to decide where they want to be. Which, looking at the drops for Team 1 side, isn't that much variation between the drop points. Team 2 side, Bravo is off on its own a little bit. Again, they're fairly close together, and this is a small map. Okay. Both teams have readied up. We're going to get this underway. As my Discord goes ballistic. Alright. Forest Colony Classic. That's right, you can see all 5 cap points at the same time if you get past the rain and fog. For the Potato Killers, we've got a Commando, Sunspider, Stalker, Bloodass, Battlemaster, Fafnir, another Bloodass, and a Summoner. Carl deciding that he's going to stop and go for a full cap on Epsilon instead of pushing through. Actually, it looks like they're going to set up for some poking right there. Meanwhile, on the Smoke Adder side, Nightstar, Fafnir, Huntsman, Wolfhound, a couple Victors, Bloodass, and a Supernova. Crawl and the Huntsman up on the radio tower, getting some initial snapshots. So Smoke Adders using the terrain, setting up points, looking to play a trading game at the moment. Meanwhile, Potato Killers similarly have some terrain they can work. Although this group of 3, led by the Commando, I believe are going to work their way through here. See how they approach this. Initial trading fire. Trying the Wolfhound, checking things out from the boat. Managed to get the Theta, so at this point, 2 caps. Kappa is the open point at the moment, not counting tickets for either side. There's your LRMs, folks. Comp meta confirmed. Slowly working the terrain to try and come into the side of the smoke adders without exposing too much to their trading positions. Working the terrain. Maj getting just pummeled by LRMs. Mostly indirect fire, and it's just arcing over the terrain. Now focusing down Mad Cat. Now these three don't want to brawl. They're going for indirect fire. And so far, it's proving effective. They've got Mad Cat down to 58% in his Fafnir. Midge down to 61%. Now Captain Judas is the focus of their wrath. %64%. That poor Victor is hurt. Smoke Adders have a couple mechs with AMS, and Yondu collecting some LRMs from the other side, so both teams have brought it. Smoke Adders are more balled up. Judas down to 56%. And a very effective strike, knocking down 3 of the Smoke Adders. Obbles takes out Unfearing. Cheeky takes out Captain Judas. And now Smoke Adders have pushed into the Potato Killer's mass. But it might be too late at this point after the LRM softened them up heavily. Ticket count is still even, although Potato Killers now have 3-2 cap advantage. Now look at that LRM fire just pummeling Kevster. He finally gets into a position, well, he had ground cover for a moment, but Potato Killers adjusted. Good try, now getting his Wolfhound right in Hobble's face. Fafnir doesn't appear to have anything he can do about this. 4 LRMs and a tag. He's going to need help, but Alexander and Cheekies are covering for him. Vickers, with large lasers, gets him off their back. At this point, Smoke Adders are down to 3 mechs standing. The Killers have only lost 1, and the LRMs continue to rain on the poor Smoke Adders. %, 17%. How low can that blood ass go? 13%, 12, 11. Smoke Adders get a kill, but it's not going to be enough.
Gathered enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefit.
That was quick. Potato Killers with map control via LRMs. Okay, I'm going to do some quick housekeeping here. So there's your detailed numbers for the match while I jump back into the lobby. we're going to move to the next map. Alright, so now that I'm done playing with the lobby, let's look at the numbers. Hobbles dropping an impressive 1158 damage in that all LRM's Fafnir. Most of the time, I don't think his tag was even coming into play, doing mostly indirect fire. For Alexander, 767. Way 260 with 599, just missing the 600 mark. Brutal damage from those indirect fired LRMs. On the Smoke Adder side, top damage goes to Mage and Blood Asp with 514. Smoke Adders just were never really able to answer the LRM barrage with backup distance control that Potato Killers brought to the match. That was very effective on their part. Now let's go see what's going on in chat while these guys get ready. And I know you all have seen HPG, but we'll update the map anyways, just in case you haven't. Take a quick look, make sure no one's yelling at me. So we're just waiting on teams to figure out where they want to drop again. The teams do not switch sides for this next drop, so Potato Killers will be Team 1 again, Smoke Adders will be Team 2. We're now doing Domination instead of Conquest. So we'll see how these Smoke Adders change things up in response to what they just went up against. I will have one giveaway for Mech Bay tonight. If we hit a bit of a lull, more than me just standing here doing dead air, we'll get that given away. But for the moment, we're going to see if we can keep things kind of moving. As I noted, we should have a match going on the primary MWO Leagues channel, as well as on MWO Leagues 2. And if you want to see the match from one of the Potato Killers' perspectives, let's see if I get kicked for doing this. I've linked in chat Yondu the Ravager. He's also streaming. Okay. So, Potato Killers have locked in. Just waiting for the Smoke Adders now. A little bit of shuffling around the dropships. So dropship choice does matter on this map. As you can see looking at the drop points, both teams have 2 gates they can go in. So choosing where to put your speed versus where to put your mass can determine how quickly your mechs can get into that circle. Depending on what your strategy is, if you've got a particular area you're going to try and control, you need to be careful about your drop placement. And this is also why we have rules for which team locks in first. So, the way it goes, whoever's in the Team 1 slot has to lock in first. Team 2 can then see, at the very least, where they put their mechs. They can't necessarily tell what weight is where, but they can tell by placement kind of a good idea what they're going up against and can respond by adjusting their drop to match. Some maps, it's not that big of a deal. HPG, you can actually read a bit into that. So just waiting for smoke adders to lock in. Okay. We're going to get this underway. HPG Manifold, where for some reason the ability to pick up HBO via classic satellite dish is worthy of fighting for. Just waiting for the music to tell me that both sides have loaded in. And dropships are inbound. So, looking at Team 1, Potato Killers, Linebacker, Vulcan, Assassin, Hellbringer, Flea, Vulcan, Linebacker. So this is a much lighter tonnage drop than what we saw on drop 1. Should keep things a little bit faster moving, more interesting. Looking at the Smoke Adder side, Uziel, Roughneck, Flea, Bushwhacker, Warhammer, Assassin, Uziel, and Miss Lynx. Miss Lynx, a very popular mech, excellent at shredding open components. So, interestingly, the Potato Killers, they're spanning in through both gates, heading to the spine. Smoke Adders, a bit less organized, also coming in through both gates. And got a UAV up. We've got a Warhammer going high on the wall. And we've got an Assassin taking the long way around. Meanwhile, we've got strikes out. Got one Flea on top for the Potato Killers. But this is not turning into where you'd normally expect the fight. This is where I'd expect to see the fight NASCAR 2 eventually. Neither side has opted to make a top push, which I find interesting. So Unfearing trying to get some pot shots from the wall, but Carl Vickers over on the spine is able to counter. Potato Killers pushing hard into the Smoke Adder mass. We've got ourselves a proper scrum, although so far the lines haven't blurred between the two teams yet. There we go. Nightbird goes screaming in. Captain Judas in the Roughneck manages to take out a linebacker. Smoke Adder's up 1. But the brawl is underway. Way Too Sexy down to 63%, and that Vulcan 60%, and dropped Captain Judas again. But he shared a bit too much armor. Captain Judas drops. This is going the way of the Smoke Adders at the moment. They are working this brawl quite well. Alexander is getting focus and down. Cheekies is next. The Flea, there they go. They finally turned on him. Nightbird, relatively healthy, getting ignored again as Carl Vickers is the target of the Smoke Adder's focus and overheats in the face of that scrum. Try and get that one last alpha in to maybe get a lucky kill. Nightbird gets legged. And that's it. That's going to go Smoke Adders.
That's it. Pack it up. The hostiles are taking control of the target.
Smoke Adders held, waited for Potato Killers to push into them, and then just dominated the resulting brawl. Well played, Smoke Adders. So, get you some team stats. I'm going to do my bookkeeping. There's the detailed stats for you. As you'd expect, damage numbers are lower across the board, because these are much smaller mechs, and fairly decent damage spreads on both sides. But Smoke Adders were just able to focus quicker and control the brawl better. So, I'm going to update. Let's see if I can set us up something a little different. So, while I get the team sorted, let's see that again. HBG Manifold, where for some reason the ability to pick up HBO via classic satellite dish is worthy of fighting for. Just waiting for the music to tell me that both sides have loaded in. And dropships are inbound. So, looking at Team 1, Potato Killers, Linebacker, Vulcan, Assassin, Hellbringer, Flea, Vulcan, Linebacker. So this is a much lighter tonnage drop than we saw on drop 1. Should keep things a little bit faster moving, more interesting. Looking at the Smoke Adder side, Uziel, Roughneck, Flea, Bushwhacker, Warhammer, Assassin, Uziel, and Miss Lynx. Miss Lynx, a very popular mech, excellent at shredding open components. So, interestingly, the Potato Killers, they're fanning in through both gates, heading to the spine. Smoke Adders, a bit less organized, also coming in through both gates. And got a UAV up. We've got a Warhammer going high on the wall. And we've got an Assassin taking the long way around. Meanwhile, we've got Strikes out. Got one Flea on top of the Potato Killers. But this is not turning into where you'd normally expect the fight. This is where I'd expect to see the fight NASCAR to eventually. Neither side has opted to make a top push, which I find interesting. So Unfearing trying to get some pot shots from the wall, but Carl Vickers over on the spine is able to counter. Potato Killers pushing hard into the Smoke Adder mass. And here comes the brawl. We've got ourselves a proper scrum, although so far the lines haven't blurred between the two teams yet. There we go. Nightbird goes screaming in. Captain Judas in the Roughneck manages to take out a linebacker. Smoke Adder's up 1. But the brawl is underway. Way Too Sexy down to 63%, that Vulcan 60%, and dropped Captain Judas again. But he shared a bit too much armor. Captain Judas drops. This is going the way of the Smoke Adders at the moment. They are working this brawl quite well. I didn't catch that team kill in there before. Cheekies is next. The Flea, there they go. They finally turned on him. Nightbird, relatively healthy, getting ignored again as Carl Vickers is the target of the Smoke Adder's focus. and overheats in the face of that scrum. Try and get that one last alpha in to maybe get a lucky kill. Nightbird gets legged. And that's it. That's going to go Smoke Adders.
That's it. Pack it up. The hostiles are taking control of the...
So yeah, when the drop is that quick, we can always watch it again. So meanwhile, teams have been swapped. Both teams are ready. Let's get this drop underway. So that last time around, both teams wanted to brawl. Smoke Adders very effectively controlled it, however, to their favor. Now let's see how the Potato Killers respond. Match is even. Both teams have a win on the board. Just waiting for the dropships. There we go. So this time, Smoke Adders are team number 1. We have an Assassin, Vulcan, Black Lantern, Assassin, Arctic Wolf, Roughneck,
Command, coming in.
Black Lantern, and another Vulcan.
Any hostiles.
Crossing the map, we see that the Potato Killers have spread their mechs this time, utilizing all 3 of the drop options. So this guy is going to be, yep, Nightbird and a Flea. Put the fast mech over there to get into that circle quick. We've got a Hunchback, looking like, okay, they're doing a full wall strap maybe? Okay, Potato Killers going for a full wall strap. Meanwhile, Smoke Adders are streaming in more normally. So, on the Potato Killer side, we've got a Hunchback, Summoner, Shadowcat Prime, Flea, Summoner, Hunchback, and another Flea. Full wall strat, and okay, so Smoke Adders apparently recognized this and responded. Be curious to find out if this was planned or not. They're charging across the wall, leaving Yondu. Okay, Crimson's going to go after Yondu. We've got a wall fight. Vickers in the Summoner bails out. Mad Cat 30-50 down to 53%. Smoke Adders have effectively pushed a lot off the wall. Crimson and Hunchback. We've got an Assassin. So, Assassin versus Hunchback. Crimson Shadow comes out ahead. St. Paul got Mad Cat. He was barely beat up. We've got a 4v1 here. St. Paul is not going to fare well in this. Make that a 5v1. Meanwhile, Unfearing in the Roughneck holding the circle on his own. Dealing with potentially 5, 6 Potato Killers. Pair of Fleas on him at the moment as he tries to get the map between him and the other mechs. Meanwhile, here comes Hobbles and Carl Vickers as the Smoke Adders stream in from the gate, leaving 2 Potato Killer mechs high on the wall. Unfearing getting beat up, but still upright, spreading damage decently, 68%, 64%, 4v1. But he manages to hang on for the rest of the Smoke Adders to arrive. Good try, takes out Hobbles. Unfearing still alive. Strike doesn't quite get him. Smoke Adders again focusing excellently. They take out Carl Vickers. Unfearing eventually drops, but that was gonna happen, as beat up as he was. Smoke Adders again, very effective. Up close and personal. Flea doing a runaround, going under the ramp. Good try chasing, breaks off. Smoke Adders now control the top. Nightbird is going to be the next to collect their focus. Interesting, the Black Lantern ran past the fleas. He wants that Shadow Cat, who's stuck. Nightbird and the flea gets dropped by Captain Judas. Way Too Sexy gets dropped. At this point, we've got Hell's Mannix and the flea running from a Black Lantern, and Cheekies and the Shadow Cat up on the wall trying to do something. He knows the Smoke Adder's coming for him. Continuing to get PPC shots in. No kill shots. Hell's Mannix has gone underneath. Just staying away, doing what he can to keep that clock from ticking down in Smoke Adder's favor, in hopes that Cheekies can maybe do something. Good shot against McGraw. Meanwhile, Smoke Adders have an assassin on the wall. Will Cheekies be able to get to him before Crimson gets to him? 49%. No arms. The flea, being left alone for the moment, is able to get some pot shots on Crimson. Start the Jaws theme. The assassin is coming for Cheekies. Crimson smells blood in the water. Full SRM volley to the face. Cheekies drops down, loses a leg in the process. Crimson comes in for the kill and tags him. Oh, sorry. Flea underneath, legged. 3-on-1. And that's it. Smoke Adders. Again. As I clip through everything with another dominant win on HPG. Once again, I'm going to do some quick bookkeeping. Get you the detailed map strats. I'm going to go play with the lobbies while you guys get to look at the numbers. So it is currently 2-1 in favor of the Smoke Adders. As we now shift to as voted before, Terra Therma. Yes, I did just flip to that because I forgot. Cheeky streamer tricks. Give you the stats again. Alright, so let's look at those damage numbers. On Smoke Adder's side, Good Try was top damage in his Vulcan at 438. A little bit higher damage numbers this time. Potato Killers were able to dig this one out a bit further, roll a bit more damage. On the Potato Killer's side, top damage at 295 was Cheekies in that wall sniping Shadow Cat. Decent spread across the board, just depressed from what we saw in that first match because we're not quite half the tonnage, 2/3. So well done on the Smoke Adders. Now let's switch the maps. As noted, we are going Conquest on Terra Firma. And again, this is full Conquest, not the 3-point, if you're familiar with the prior Battle for Midway. So while the teams get ready for this, I'm going to flip to everyone's favorite giveaway toy. And I know we've got people who have been active in chat. I'm going to give one of you a mech bay. Instructions are pretty simple. If you win, message Curlon TV on Twitch. Use the whisper tool. I will give you a code. I'm not going to chase you down. Tomorrow, if I haven't given that code away, it goes back into my pool. Slip and Griff, congratulations, you've won a mech bay. See the instructions on the bottom of the screen? Whisper Curlon TV for fabulous prizes. If you do that, Slip and Griff, I will get you a code. Meanwhile, Smoke Adders have locked in. They are going to be Team 1 for this drop. Waiting for our Potato Killers now to get themselves sorted. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Tend to either see a fight at Theta or a fight at Epsilon. Seem to be the popular spots for fighting. I mean, I suppose we have a team called Potato Killers. We could go full Spud and go back to the classic Pug Dapper over in the H8I9 area, but I don't think we'll see that unless the teams are up for giving us pure entertainment value. We'll see how this plays out. So as noted, Smoke Adders have locked in already. Clock is ticking. By the rules, there is a time limit for Potato Killers to get themselves sorted and lock, but we're not quite at the point where we need to poke them yet to hurry things up. The other question will be, what style of play are we going to see? Full brawl? Or are we going to see another LRM push from the Potato Killers? If executed properly, LRMs and ATMs can be used effectively on this map. If used ineffectively, you will get your face punched in very hard. It looks like we've got some players swapping on the Potato Killers side. Getting some new players in. So again, I linked it before. If you want to see this from the Potato Killer's perspective, Yondu Udanta is streaming from his mech. And then at the same time, we should have matches going on Primary MWO League's channel and MWO League's 3. So it's all comp all the time. Can you handle this level of comp? Okay, a little bit more shuffling on the Potato Killers. And if you see me looking away, that's because I'm just trying to make sure I've got my scoreboards set correctly. We don't want to have mislabeled teams. Not seeing much more shuffling, so I'm expecting Potato Killers to declare ready here in a moment. Now's the last time you have to place your bets as to what you're going to see from both sides for strategy and playstyle. We going full brawl? We going missile meta? Or are we going to turn this into a game of ring around the rosy and try and do strictly cap control? Terra Therma is a fun map in that there are lots of possibilities. Smoke Adders have demonstrated with the last two drops that they are good in a brawl. My guess would be they'd want to keep that momentum going. Okay. Both teams have locked. We're going to get this underway and we're going to find out what they plan to do. Just wait for the connection to establish. We'll take a quick tour of scenic Terra Therma. So as noted, I expect the action to either be here at Theta or around here at Epsilon. Alright, let's see what the Smoke Adders brought for us. We have a Fafnir, Huntsman, Flea, Roughneck, Annihilator, Commando, Piranha, Annihilator. Tonnage has gone up for this, so now you're going to start seeing assaults at play again. For the Potato Killers, we have a Stalker, Osiris, Cicada. Good to see. Arctic Cheetah, Warhammer, Bloodass, Warhammer, and the Dragon 5N.
We've captured resource point Sigma.
Vickers and company getting the back cap for the Potato Killers, while the other half of the squad makes their way through Kappa.
They have resource point Gamma.
So we've got two caps for each side. Smoke Adders, by getting Epsilon, are closer to Theta. Circle around. Meanwhile, Potato Killers are coming around. See if the Cicada looks like he is going to go and touch Sigma, which is going to alert Smoke Adders where at least one of the Potato Killer mechs are. All three are going in, so they're going to quickly decap this. It looks like Potato Killers want to play a cap game.
Enemy forces have Sigma.
Got some strikes going out, but not really doing much. Or is that just volcanic activity? Potato Killers holding back, letting their light mechs do the work. Potato Killers now have a 3-to-1 cap advantage. So this is on the Smoke Adders to respond. I think they were hoping to set up and do a brawl push into Theta, but Potato Killers have forced a change of gameplay on them. They cannot sit back and wait now. If you're watching the minimap, you'll see Cheeky's coming up here to decap Kappa, or Epsilon, but he's going to be doing so under the view of the Huntsman and Roughneck, who are setting up to wait for him. Meanwhile, the rest of the Smoke Adders mass is pushing towards Gamma, where the Potato Killers appear to have set up in wait for them. Get some distance trading. It's down to 87%. Too bad so far. Piranha takes a hell of a burn from Hell's Manic's Warhammer. 74% in red. Ineffective strike there. McGrawl, his Piranha, 74%. Yondu's isolated. The Commando is going to see if he can take advantage of that. I wouldn't think Stalker versus Commando would be a fair fight. And you're right, it's not really fair for the Stalker. Unfearing takes out Hell's Manic's Smoke Adders. Are ripping into the Potato Killers while I was off watching the Commando play. Mad Cat gets another kill. Vickers says enough of this, drops McGrawl with his dragon.
They've taken Epsilon.
Now, 2-on-1. Dragon is down for the Potato Killers. Meanwhile, this Stalker is still functional against 2 Smoke Adder lights, but here comes the rest of the Smoke Adder mass. Yondu and the Stalker is down. Smoke Adders have managed to at least decap.
We have Gamma.
Collecting Kappa and Gamma now. This is going to put us back to 2-2 caps. Meanwhile, Potato Killers were able to build up a good ticket lead advantage. 440 to 150. We're even on cap points, so Smoke Adders are still not yet gaining ground, but they're going to get Theta. Meanwhile, we've got 2 of the remaining Potato Killers off at Epsilon. Basically, just playing a bit of a delay game. So right now, time is on their side. Commando, Donnie, Line Z, charging Nightbird. Commando versus Arctic Cheetah. Commando bringing the Flamers. Trying to coax Nightbird into overheating. Nightbird's not having any of it, refusing to fire, just looking to put some distance between him and the Commando, using jump jets to his advantage. Smoke Adders finally get the caps. Their advantage 3-2, but they've got a big ticket deficit to catch up on. Potato Killers have 1 lone mech. Cheekies off on Sigma. Hovels. Bit pressed hard by the Commando and Flea. Huntsman comes in. Now, was potentially going to be a 4-on-1, but instead they've split off. Those 2 take out Hobbles. Donnie sticks to Nightbird. 44%, 41%, writing's on the wall, and there it is. Nightbird goes down to a self-destruct. So now, we're going to swing over to Sigma, to the last remaining Potato Killer. Cheekies in the Osiris. 64%. Smoke Adders are about to have 4 cap points. This will not be enough for Potato Killers to win. Cheekies. Decently timed strike there. Now needs to make something happen, or he's going to lose this. But instead, Mad Cat gets the kill. Smoke Adders are now up 3-1. Each of the detailed map straps. I jumped to the lobby a little too early. Do some quick bookkeeping. So Potato Killer's not able to dig a win out on that one. Series is now 3-1, Smoke Adder's favor. Looking at the kill count, 26-14, Smoke Adder's favor. I have got to swap teams around. So while we do that, we'll flip over and we'll let that map play out again. Alright, let's see what the Smoke Adders brought for us. We have a Fafnir, Huntsman, Flea, Roughneck, Annihilator, Commando, Piranha, Annihilator. Tonnage has gone up for this. So now you're going to start seeing assaults at play again. For the Potato Killers, we have a Stalker, Osiris, Cicada. Good to see. Arctic Cheetah, Warhammer, Bloodass, Warhammer, and the Dragon 5N.
We've captured resource point Sigma.
Vickers and company getting the back cap for the Potato Killers, while the other half of the squad makes their way through Kappa.
They have resource point Gamma.
So we've got 2 caps for each side. Smoke Adders, by getting Epsilon, are closer to Theta. They circle around. Meanwhile, Potato Killers are coming around to see if the Cicada looks like he is going to go and touch Sigma, which is going to alert Smoke Adders where at least one of the Potato Killer mechs are. All 3 are going in, so they're going to quickly decap this. It looks like Potato Killers want to play a cap game.
Enemy forces have Sigma.
Got some strikes going out, but not really doing much. Or is that just volcanic activity? Potato Killers holding back, letting their light mechs do the work. Potato Killers now have a 3-1 cap advantage. So this is on the Smoke Adders to respond. I think they were hoping to set up and do a brawl push into Theta, but Potato Killers have forced a change of gameplay on them. They cannot sit back and wait now. If you're watching the minimap, you'll see Cheeky's coming up here to decap Kappa, or Epsilon, but he's going to be doing so under the view of the Huntsman and Roughneck, who are setting up to wait for him. Meanwhile, the rest of the Smoke Adder's mass is pushing towards Gamma, where the Potato Killers appear to have set up in wait for them. Got some distance trading. It's down to 87%. Too bad so far. Piranha takes a hell of a burn from Hell's Mannix Warhammer. 74% and red. Ineffective strike there. McGrawl, his Piranha, 74%. Yondu's isolated. The Commando is going to see if he can take advantage of that. I wouldn't think Stalker versus Commando would be a fair fight, and you're right, it's not really fair for the Stalker. Unfearing takes out Hell's Mannix. Smoke Adders. ripping into the potato killers while I was off watching the commando play. Mad Cat. So we'll likely cut out of this replay early. Team 1 has locked. Vickers says enough of this, drops McGraw with his dragon.
They've taken Epsilon.
Now 2-on-1. Dragon is down for the potato killers. Meanwhile, this stalker is still functional against 2 smoke adder lights, but here comes the rest of the smoke adder mass. Yondu and the stalker is down. Smoke adders have managed to at least decap.
We have Gamma.
Collecting Kappa and Gamma now. This is going to put us back to 2-2 caps. Meanwhile, potato killers were able to build up a good ticket lead advantage. 440 to 150. We're even on cap points, so smoke adders are still not yet gaining ground, but they're going to get theta. Meanwhile, just wait on smoke adders. We've got some mech shuffling going on. Plus the added fun of Abstract's sites being a bit of a pain this evening, so giving both teams a little bit of grief. I apologize for the slightly slower lobbies than normal, but we're giving them a little bit of extra breathing room to work around it. Charging Nightbird. Commando versus Arctic Cheetah. Commando bringing the flamers. Trying to coax Nightbird into overheating. Nightbird's not having any of it, refusing to fire, just looking to put some distance between him and the Commando, using jump jets to his advantage. Smoke adders finally get the caps. Their advantage 3-2, but they've got a big ticket deficit to catch up on. Potato killers have one lone mech. Cheekies off on Sigma. Hobbles. Bit pressed hard by the Commando and Flea. Huntsman comes in. Now, was potentially going to be a 4-on-1, but instead they've split off. Those two take out Hobbles. Donnie sticks to Nightbird. 44%, 41%, writing's on the wall, and there it is. Nightbird goes down to a self-destruct. So now, we're going to swing over to Sigma, to the last remaining potato killer. Cheekies in the Osiris. 64%. Smoke adders are about to have 4 cap points. This will not be enough for potato killers to win. Cheekies. Decently timed strike there. Now needs to make something happen, or he's going to lose this. But instead, Mad Cat gets the kill. Smoke adders. Okay, so was going to review the numbers, but instead, we're going to get straight into this, the final drop of the evening. Now that both sides are ready. So at this point, Smoke Adders have the series with 3 drop wins. Potato Killers can't take the series, but they can still garner valuable points if they can pull a win out on this drop. So let's see how they respond and come back in this final drop. That just seems like a horrible place to have a cap point in the middle of a thermal tornado. I don't know why we fight over this place, but we do what we're told. So, for the potato killers, we have Cheekies in Osiris again, Mad Cat 2, Stalker 4N, Grasshopper, Dragon, Warhammer, Cicada, Jenner 2C. Good to see. Looking over on the Smoke Adder's side. Wolfhound, Piranha, Nightgyre, Fowler, Direwolf, Piranha, Huntsman, and the Mad Cat 2.
They have resource point Gamma.
Smoke Adder is balling up.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Potato Killers have split once again. They have one mass going to Epsilon. Another mass coming to Kappa, where Good Try is booking it in his Piranha. Loss of a Piranha this early into a match would not be a good thing for the Smoke Adder, so he's doing the right thing by getting out of there. Caps are even for both sides. Now this is interesting. Two of the Potato Killers are going around back. Jenner and Cicada. Cheekies is joining them. They did not decap Kappa. So meanwhile, over at Epsilon, we've got the bulk of the Potato Killer's mass setting up, hoping to receive here. Well, now they're coming off the platform, so they're gonna take a look at Theta. Smoke Adders are aware they're there, getting some shots in. They are set up in decent receiving position. Got good visibility here. They only control one cap point at the moment, however. Potato Killers getting Kappa, looking at potentially touching Theta if they can do it without taking shots, which is going to be difficult. If so, that's going to give them 4 caps to Smoke Adder's 1, and again, they're going to build up a decent ticket lead. Now the question is, can they hang on long enough to take advantage of that? They weren't able to do it last match. Smoke Adders content to sit around at the moment. We've got a little bit of back action going on over here. Not able to flip Gamma behind the Smoke Adders. So they're breaking off. However, that distraction might just give the Potato Killers the option. No, they were not able to get all of the Overwatch away, so not able to grab Theta just yet. They're now backing off from that plan. Smoke Adders sending a couple units to push up. They declined to go full ham. I think is a wise move. Elsmanics and the Grasshopper setting up a decent Overwatch spot. Support from Carl and the Dragon. Potato Killers appear to be hoping to get the Smoke Adders to split up, and I think they are starting to achieve that. So you've got the Nightgyre, Huntsman, and Mauler here playing Overwatch on Theta. Meanwhile, the group at Kappa has managed to draw off the Smoke Adder lights. 3-on-3 fight, Cicada, Jenner, and Osiris versus 2 Piranhas and a Wolfhound. I feel like this is going to go the Smoke Adder's way with that particular group of mechs, but we'll see what happens. The Piranhas are fragile. If these guys can get some good hits in, the Potato Killers can quickly turn around, but instead, Hobbles gets focused, while Cheekies and Nightbird back off. Potato Killers are down 1 light. Smoke Adders are going to turn this cap point into theirs. Nightbird taking some pot shots to try and slow him down, but he's not going to be able to stop them completely. Meanwhile, Potato Killers, their main mass is still sitting back here at Epsilon, not looking to make a push. So they had a brief moment where the smoke adders were split up, but were not able to capitalize on it. Smoke adders are split again. Lights off at Kappa. They have 2 units about to get onto Theta. 2 units pushing into the potato killers from the other side. This is going to be a split push by the smoke adders into the potato killers. Ultimately be a 5-on-5. Unfearing in his direwolf down to 73%. That's strike decent. Mad Cat 30-50 down to 82%. Disappointingly, he's... No, he is in a Mad Cat. So, Mad Cat piloting the Mad Cat. Yondu facing a 3-on-1 as smoke adders push through. Smoke adders are in a bit of a choke point. However, the positioning for potato killers is not able to capitalize on it. They're getting pushed back, allowing the smoke adders to wind their way through without getting beat up. Yondu down to 56%, 55% in his stalker. He's likely going to be the first to drop. 33%. Devzer and the Huntsman drops Yondu in his stalker. Meanwhile, Mad Cat 30-50 beat up. Wolfhound Direwolf not looking so hot either. But Potato Killer's not able to jump on it. Way too sexy, and the Mad Cat, laying down in the lava, gets taken out. Hell's Manic is getting backed up. Carl Vickers in the Dragon, not able to really assist. Mad Cat 30-50 takes him out. Hell's Manic now is solo in his Grasshopper, backpedaling hard. And the Smoke Adder Mass is able to drop him.
Confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
At this point, Potato Killers only have 2 mechs on the board. They are at Kappa. They have a ticket lead. However, they are about to lose the cap lead. So in a situation again where Cheeky's in the Osiris setting up high ground.
They've taken Epsilon.
I think hoping to get some shots in on whoever goes to Kappa. Meanwhile, Nightbird in the Jenner, watching Sigma. At this point, Smoke Adders don't 3-2, 500 to 630. I don't. Nope. Nightbird spots Captain Judas and the Wolfhound coming to take a look at Sigma. We've got 2 mechs for Smoke Adders coming into Kappa with Cheeky's up high, giving Overwatch. Getting some burns on the Piranhas. Don't want to do the math, but I think at this point, Smoke Adders have this. They're now taking Kappa. Cheeky's is not able to stop them. Nightbird coming in to try and assist. Realizing Sigma is now getting capped. Sigma is decapped. Kappa is decapped. Potato Killers are no longer accruing tickets. Nightbird 2-on-1. Very beat up Wolfhound and Nightgyre. Mad Cat 30-50 and the Mad Cat coming in to assist as well, so it's 4 versus 1. Meanwhile, the Piranhas were able to take out Cheeky's and his Osiris, so they'll be able to get Kappa. Nightbird manages to take out the Mad Cat of Mad Cat 30-50. Manages to take out the Wolfhound. See if the Jenner can take out the Nightgyre. Oh, beautiful ATM fire into Nightbird's back. He disengages and
Enough resources.
ATMs take him out. Close on tickets. If Potato Killers had been able to hold him off for just a little longer, they could have pulled that out. But instead, Smoke Adders dig it out instead. The final detailed stats. I update scoreboards. Looking at the final stats on the Potato Killer side. High damage was way too sexy in his Mad Cat 2 with 578. Okay damage spread on Potato Killer's side. Jenner at 428, showing that a light can put up a good fight, drop some damage. But then it kind of tapers off between Nightbird and Way Too Sexy. From there, the rest of Potato Killers were just not quite able to put the damage down, and I think a lot of that was positioning. Where they hold up, Smoke Adders just never presented opportunities. Sorry, gotta thank the teams. So, Smoke Adders just never really played into the positioning the Potato Killers were hoping for. Looking at the Smoke Adder side, Huntsman with 741 damage, top damage for the team, and fairly good damage spread from there. All the Smoke Adders getting in some shots. Smoke Adders read the map and worked it better, and as a result, walked away with the win. So there's your final result, 4-1 in favor of Smoke Adders. Across 5 excellent matches. Meanwhile, we have matches going on the primary MWO Leagues channel and MWO Leagues 3 if this was not enough MWO comp activity for you. I'm Curlon. I will be back tomorrow with more MWO action, as will the rest of the stream team. Hope to see you.